When we bought the house, I had to dig up the front for a reason, and I came across some old milk bottles. So I got interested in it a little bit there, and it didn't really do too much at first. And then when they put this building in next door to my house, there was all kinds of them coming out, so I just went over and started collecting it. 15 years later, I've been still collecting. I have a fairly good collection. I figure roughly maybe around 350, 360 Toronto dairies. And there was about 900 dairies in Toronto. These here are what they call acid etch bottles. These came out around, in around 1905. Not all of them had them, but it was a little cheaper to make them this way than the embossed ones, which I will show you in a minute. But this is an older bottle from, actually it was, I think, out in the West End. It's a nice bottle. This one here is a City Dairy. It's an embossed one. City Dairy was on Spadina Avenue. When they made these bottles, they were thinking that they would protect the milk from the sunlight. But people couldn't see the milk, so they didn't want the bottle, so they never made any more of them. I don't know how many there is, probably thousands of them around, but there's a few collectors have them, and it's called an amber. I find digging is, and you're finding something from the past is really, it really gives you a good feeling, you know, not because it's an old bottle, but because you remember it, it's historic. And, you know, I think the dairies, the dairymen of not just Toronto, all over, are some of the pioneers of our country. My wife has always been good with me and collecting, and then when, like, getting her interested in collecting and collecting fruit jars when she first started was really good, because now I never have a problem when a bottle comes on eBay, and if I want it for my collection, she says go for it.
I think we go to the auctions and we have fun, and it's a day out, and it's nice fun. You know, the history of Toronto and everything that's going on right now. Milk in the bottles, that was a big history way back then.
And I did an evaluation on the milk bottles that he had, and they were very thoughtful. And like I told my wife that when I pass away, if nobody else wants it, then I'm donating my collection to the City of Toronto, which I think will. But like the younger generation have to know what it's about. You know, they got to know the history, not just in milk bottles, but Toronto's history period. You know, it's a good thing to know.